It's the Rise and Hive Podcast with Leanne and Melissa. It's the Rise and Hive Podcast with Leanne and Melissa.
And welcome to the Rise and Hive Podcast with me, legendary Leanne.
And me, magnificent Melissa, where connection, laughter, gratitude, and a few golden nuggets are always on the menu.
So how has your week been, Melissa?
Oh, Leanne, I'm lit up. I am buzzing like a honeybee. Had some beautiful connections over the last few days. And it's just been a little bit of a ripple for both of us, hasn't it?
It has.
We mentioned in last Sunday's that I'd had a connection with Kylie Dixon, MBE, and we are going to do a little collab, me and her, in August.
Exciting. Can you say more?
It's going to be crystal related.
Oh.
It's going to be stardust and soil related.
Oh.
So I'm going to expect you in on that.
Oh, it's been a while. It has been a while. I have been flying under the radar with the stardust and soil.
Well, it has been a while, and I recognise I take the ownership on that. I recognise I've missed a couple of things, and I think it's just been intentionally setting some planning in for that. So I'm gonna up my game because our listeners spoke. We asked for feedback this week when we announced that we are going to go for the Independent Podcast Award. We're like, tell us what you love, and one of our listeners, I'm very grateful for the feedback, said she'd really missed. She actually wanted us to do more. Because she enjoys how uncomfortable it makes you.
Yeah, thank you, Cam. Really appreciate the feedback. She said, yeah, I love how uncomfortable it makes you. So, but actually on a call to Cam, I used the term manifesting. I said, let's manifest this. And she was like, at what point are you using the words manifesting? I was like, I know, I'm a new woman. I'm a new woman.
So there we go. That little ripple that came from that. There's going to be crystals/moon out in nature. Lots to come from that.
Oh,
so
wow.
that's in August. So I'll have you in it. But I am taking a call to action for myself to get something in before then. A little bit of stardust and soil. Maybe even I've got something planned for today after we recorded this.
Oh, lucky me. Brace.
So we had that connection, and that also then when we were recording last week, we mentioned we were going to be going out with the sun. We're going to be having some girly time, dancing, live music, and that had just set me up going into a spring of my step for the week. And then I did catch up with a friend, well, Cam again, actually, with Cam, and we caught up on the Tuesday evening, and she is in the middle of doing something very, 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 very special. And that was just so inspiring. She really, really inspired me, and that then had a ripple to yourself as well.
Yes,
didn't
I was
it?
like, I need to reach. I've been meaning to reach out to Cam for ages. We're both very busy, and we don't speak to each other or see each other as much as we should. But you give me that motivation because you were buzzing in our daily podcast the following day. You'd seen Cam on the Tuesday evening, and on the Wednesday morning when you recorded your daily podcast to me, you were just absolutely buzzing like a honeybee. You were just full of energy and excitement, and it really gave you a spark. And we talk about jealousy. We've talked about jealousy before, and it's not jealousy and jealousy is probably the wrong word, to be fair, in that we're not jealous in terms of like, I'm mad about you. It spurs me on. I love seeing other people be excited and do well. And it just gives me a spark of like, I want some of that for me. So, I reached out to her as well. And I was like, we need to catch up. I need to hear all about what you're up to. And she rang me and we ended up having a FaceTime for about 2 hours, the other evening. And she was telling me about her exciting plans of what she's going to do. Yeah. And it was just, I loved hearing about it. It just sounds amazing what she's doing, and she's so full of energy about it and excitement. And I was like, oh, but the thing that stood out to me was she was so clear about her purpose, about why she was doing it and who she wanted to work with, who she wanted to reach. And it reflected to me some. It made me think about our journey of where the Rise and Hive was created from. And I don't think we've really spoken about this, but it made me think about so I'd set up Northern Rise last year, which was all about reaching women to basically step up, rise up, women who might be holding themselves back through fear of judgment, fear of failure, the people who always think I could never do that. And it was very much around giving people the confidence and the courage to really be the true selves. And I started doing some photography, some photo shoots with people. around, well, it was with you. You were the first. How am I forgetting this? I'm telling this story and I'm forgetting you were the first person. You asked me to take some photos of you.
And the reason being was because I had been, I know we talked about this in the Becoming Melissa episode, but I had been in a really, really dark place, and I'd said to you, will you take some photographs? Because I knew you took a beautiful photograph.
I do take a canny photo.
You do. You took some lovely photographs of me in the past, and I was like, I know who can do this.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing that sparked this, wasn't it? And I came away buzzing. Around the next morning, we were both absolutely like on fire. But I'd taken some pictures, and part of it is we were talking, we were connecting, and it was just, we both came away really inspired. And I was like, I want to do something with this. And from that, Northern Rise was born. And I guess the name came from, I am Northern. I am Northern, in case my dulcet tones do not give that away. But it was around like that rising up and just putting yourself out there and not holding yourself back through fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of what Barry from who you went to school with 30 years ago thinks about you. It's about just do the thing and be brave. And the way of doing that was through photographs. And how many times do we have a fabulous photo of ourselves, but we think, oh, like I can't post that because I look indulgent. People will be like, who does she think she is? And what I wanted to do was create a platform where people could go, yeah, I do look nice in this photo. You've captured, and it's not about a perfect photo. It's not about the aesthetic of how you look. It's more about capturing your spirit and your energy and that the vibrancy that comes from just letting your guard down and just feeling that you're not holding yourself back. So I'd set up Northern Rise, and it was very much around people just being brave. That was what it was all about. And then you set up the Hive Within following that.
I did. And I think, and that was always something that was simmering in the background for me for quite a long time. But I was never big and bold or brave enough to do anything about it. Let's be honest here, I wasn't. I had so much fear. And why would anybody want to look at what I've got to say? And I think I touched, last week we talked a little bit about this in last week's episode, comparing people's seasons. But I'm 5 years in of doing this work on myself and the version that sits here today. But I used to be like, well, why am I an expert? Why will anybody want to listen to me? So it was last year, as part of my journey, was taking some big and bold steps. And being in your company, Leanne, was making me feel big and bold. And it was
brave.
like, and brave. And you were going, you'd set up your Northern Rise. I was like, right, I need to start doing this. So the Hive Within then came from of my name. I know I've spoken about this, but it is honeybee in Greece and in Greek, sorry. And I was told many, many years ago, I'm a bit woo-woo. I do enjoy a good reading, what you might call, the cards, sitting with somebody reading who would tell me a little bit about the future or things like that. But I was told then that I had a spirit guide she was Greek, and I would have known her in a former life. And I'm like, I'm here for that. I'm here for that. So, and she said I would have been gave this name very purposely. Now, honeybee is around about people working together, that connection in the hive and thriving together. But it was the Hive Within was around about the power that already exists within us. Because me, where I am now, is from going inside and taking care of the inside, and the outside will take care of itself. So there was that real core for me around about coming within. But then together in a hive, as bees work together, they've got to work together to create something very, very, very powerful. So that was where the Hive Within came from. And then obviously as we told our listeners, we were doing our daily podcast. And I was like, yeah, I think we should do a podcast.
Yeah.
And
I was like, yeah. And I wasn't really that interested, was I? But I went with the flow. I did go with the flow with it. And we started just calling it the Rise and Hive, like bringing ourselves together. And I think we were just casually just calling it that. And then we thought, let's just go with that. And we did think at one point, when we decided to go big and bold with the podcast, so we just did it, didn't we? We did it without really thinking about it. And then we thought, do we need to change the name? Is the name a bit random? The name probably doesn't mean anything to anybody in terms of like what does that mean? But it does actually have we did think, do we change it? Before we started really going all in on it, we thought, do we call it something else? And we did come up with a few ideas. But then a few people said, no, we like the Rise and Hive podcast, and like the name, the Rise and Hive. And I think part of it was it's familiar and that they just got used to it. So I don't think it was that it necessarily meant anything to anybody. But when we think about it, it's really about creating a hive that's built on connection, that gives people the courage to rise up into the true selves. That's what it's about. And it does have meaning behind it. So that hive is our community. That's what we're talking about, isn't it? We want to create a hive that's built on the connection that we make. And things like our question of the week, I was talking to you about this in our daily podcast yesterday, but I think the question of the week, it brings in our unlikely listeners of people who maybe wouldn't be interested in some of the more deeper self-reflection, development conversations, but actually they'll come along because they quite like the mundane question of the week. It's our gateway drug. That's what I've been calling it.
No, you've used that a couple of times. I was like, yeah, I'm here for that.
It's the gateway drug. But actually it does have a deeper purpose, question of the week. So it is lighthearted and it's fun. And we asked last week for people to tell us what do they enjoy about the Rise and Hive podcast? What are your favourite segments of the show? Do you have a favourite episode? What do you like? And quite a lot of people came back and said they love the question of the week. But for me, it is lighthearted and it is fun, but actually it's got a deeper meaning behind it in that it creates an opportunity for connection. And the amount of brilliant conversations we've had through question of the week. So when we go into the office on a Wednesday, which is the day it's released, everybody is talking about it in the office. So people will come in. The amount of conversations I have had about people's deodorant, people love to tell me about their deodorant. I've had confessions from people who use a roll-on. They don't like to come out in the public and say it, but they'll tell me privately that they're using a roll-on. Lots of people are big fans of the cream. Lots of people are on the Dove. Like all of these conversations are like, and just where you create a connection with somebody over a mundane topic.
And I think for me, so when I was chatting to Kylie, I got really lit up. And then when Cam and I had met, I got really, really lit up. And I think when we talk there about our why and our purpose, and I think for me, when I sit there and I just start talking about it randomly, and I'm like, I want everybody, like, I know we say this, there is nothing special about you and I, right? We all here, it's what we make of life while we're here. And it's like, what is on the other side when you start seeing life from another perspective and you start bringing in gratitude, trying to reframe things that happened as them being lessons and learned. I just look and I think where I was 5 years ago to the version I am today, where I feel lit up about life. I know that life's not against me. Life loves me. I love life. And I feel that. And I think, this is available to everybody.
Yeah.
It is available to everybody to feel that and to be part of that. And that's to me is, I want people to be, you bring that confidence and energy for women of saying, you can do this, you are wonderful. And when we talk about the photographs, the reason I always came to you, whenever we ever went out in social settings together, it might have been, for a work a night out, you would always like, Melissa, you look fantastic. I need to get a photograph of you. I don't know anybody else who ever would do that, Leanne, for anybody. I don't. And it's not a criticism of any of my friends. I don't do that myself. But you will be there saying, let's get this photograph to capture how absolutely fabulous you are. And helping people to rise up, seeing and believing in themselves and just knowing that life is magical.
I think when you surround yourself with people who make you feel good about yourself, who make you feel like your best self, who make you feel confident, who make you feel vibrant, who make you think that you could. And that's the thing, that thinking of, I could never, and actually, but what if you could? That little spark of self-belief and that call that we both, well, you met Cam in person, I had a call with her, but just coming away and that belief that I had, because she had a little bit of a moment of like, do you think I can do this? Do you think people would want this? And I was like, why wouldn't they? I was like, you are brilliant. You are exceptional at what you do. You're really skilled. You've got a really unique talent. And I was like, why couldn't you do this? I was like, other people are out there doing amazing things. They're no different from you. And I was like, but you have got this skill and this talent and you are exceptional. Why couldn't you? And just having that, but that spurred me on to want to do more things and just that energy and that excitement. And I just think when you were surrounded by people like-minded, when you create that hive of confidence and courage and through connection, it just, life feels exciting. It feels magical,
does.
doesn't it?
It
does.
does. And I think, and that's the connection that we want to build. When you talk there about question of the week, it's just having that little connection with somebody that you might not have. That
Mhm.
how many times do we pass people? And I'm
Yeah.
guilty of this, and
Mm.
I am very aware,
Mhm.
have that awareness that people say, yeah, I'm good, but that might
Yeah.
not be. That's very surface
Fine, thanks.
level.
How are
But
you?
yeah, but how many times do we pass somebody and you just say, go, hey, you're all right, and they go, yeah, good, thank you, and you go, yeah, good, thank you, and that's what we do. And it might be that just by having that moment of connection, of tapping in on something a little bit, the real glory of the ordinary of
Yeah.
how are you washing your
Well,
towels? What
well,
kind of deodorant do you wear? Or are you loyal,
are you
Because
loyal to a
it
brand?
can lead to just something in that we do live in a world where people are lonely, they feel very
Mm.
disconnected, and we want to bring that together.
Well,
We
it's a
are, and
really
helping people
non-threatening way.
thrive and be them true selves.
Yes, but the question of the week is a really non-threatening way. It's for everybody. It's inclusive and it's accessible. How many times have you been in a conversation that I don't know, there might be a conversation about politics or what's happening in the news, and you might think, oh, I don't know enough about this to contribute. So you feel like you've got to sit down. But question of the week is literally everybody has a view about Kit Kats. Everybody can contribute to a conversation about Kit Kats because you either like Kit Kats or you don't like Kit Kats. And that in itself, you can contribute. So you could be like, I don't like Kit Kats. Well, that's you contributing to the conversation. And you can and be like, oh, tell me more. Why don't you like a Kit Kat? It's random, but actually it just creates a level playing field where everybody can engage in a conversation and feel part of something. But then you find out more about people, you learn something. And I was thinking, if you were a leader in an organization or in any role, and you're thinking, how can I connect the team? Use it as an icebreaker. Use it as a bit of a, it's just a way to like bring in a conversation where like, how are people doing? Got a question for you. It can be an icebreaker or like something where you can just try and connect and get to know each other. And it's just, it's for everybody. So it is light-hearted, but the reason I call it a gateway drug, because it has a deeper meaning in that it's creating that connection. And connection, like you say, where people might be lonely, people might be isolated, might feel that they can't contribute. It makes people feel seen. And we all want to feel seen. We all want to feel heard. And it creates that. So I love question of the week. I love it. I love our question of the week.
Well, do you know what? And I think I love every element. When we've been getting the feedback this week from people and around what they love about the podcast, it is amazing that the fact that people have shared that they love all of it, certain bits of it. But for me, one of the things that I've been reflecting on, and I reflected on in our daily podcast actually as well, when this version of I've been like a butterfly, really, like being in a cocoon. What's metaphor? Is it metaphorically? Is it? Am I using the right word
I
there?
don't know where you're going to go with this.
Yeah.
One.
Well, basically, I have changed, and I have changed a lot.
Yeah.
But within me, I have got a very fun side, right? Now, I think when I became into self-development and that sort of world, it was that balance of like, who am I? Where is this? Who is this version of Melissa? And what recording this podcast and doing the question of the week and that fun side, it allows me to really, really bring out that Millie the Minx side of me.
Minx, yeah.
And that's the fun bit of it. The less self-development can feel quite serious and quite deep.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be. And I think that's what we're shown through this.
Well, you're a whole person. You're not, you have a very, was I going to say sensible side? I don't know if that was the word I was going to use, but that's the word. But you've got that sensible side, you've got that sensitive side, you've got that caring side, and we all have different aspects to our personality, but we also have the fun side, and you're not one dimensional as a person, and you don't need to keep that part of you hidden because people want to. Sometimes I think if you present in a way that is just a certain type of person, it can feel unattainable to people. They'll be looking, oh, well, I'm not like that. That if you are only one type of person that appears to be perfect, that has everything together, that is, very straight down the line with things, then other people might look and think, oh, well, that's unattainable to me because I'm not like that. I have this other side. And we're all whole people.
Yes. And I think that's what for me, this is up-leveling me into the next version that I am of being there's all these versions to me, and they all come together so beautifully, actually.
To
It's
make
all
Melissa.
To make Melissa. Magnificent Melissa. I am.
Magnificent Melissa.
Today-
All of the bits come together.
Yes. So to me, the question of the week has allowed me to be that, to bring out that real fun side of me, and the cheeky side of me, and the
Millie the Minx.
Millie the Minx.
Millie
That is
the
one.
Minx.
Millie the Minx, and I'm here for it. So,
Well, I tell
yeah.
the other bit of the podcast that I love is the glory of the ordinary.
Oh, yeah.
I love the boring crack.
Yeah.
I do
But,
love.
but so do our listeners,
They
Leanne.
do, and I've got.
Yeah.
Do you want some boring crack? Because I've got some for you.
You know that I wait all week just to hear your.
Well, it's boring.
I don't call it boring crack. We call it the glory of the ordinary.
The
Leanne.
glory of the ordinary. Are you ready for it? It's bin related.
Well,
There's more bin crack.
highlight of my week is the bin crack. You know this. You made my bank holiday weekend, so come on.
Well-
Last day of May 2026. You come on. You make my day for me, baby. Bring it
Well,
on.
I reported in last week that the new food waste bins had been delivered. Well, I had for me anyway. Have you got yours yet, by the way? No, still not.
No,
arrived?
no,
Oh,
no.
Well,
No.
they're cutting it a bit fine, Durham County Council. You're cutting it fine because it goes live from the 1st of June, which is tomorrow, which for you listening is actually 6 days ago, but 7 days ago. I can't do the maths. Last week. Anyway, they're going live on the 1st of June. Well, we had some keen beans in the street this week. So Thursday was our bin day. What will that have been? Will that have been the 29th of May?
28.
28th of May? Bin day. I saw people. Half the street had their food waste bin
They
out.
weren't
And
listening, were they?
I thought you haven't read the leaflet.
They haven't listened to the podcast.
They hadn't.
Or your news updates that you've been putting out.
Well,
Ian.
I know they mustn't follow us on the socials because I'd been
Missing
keeping
out, guys. You are missing out.
I'd been keeping people abreast on at the Rise and Hive Podcast Instagram page. I'd been keeping people abreast of the situation on our Instagram stories about the bins, but they won't have been able to listen to the podcast because it only came out today. So I'll forgive them for that. But you mustn't have looked at the leaflet, people. I was like, oh, you've not looked at the leaflet. Do you even know that there's a grey bin inside that you keep in the house? Clearly not. But half the street had the black bins out. The black bins outside for the bin men to collect, and they did not get collected. Now, Durham County Council must have got wind of this because they've had to put a post on social media.
Oh, gosh.
They're like, here, listen up, people.
Yeah.
We're not going live till the 1st of June. Calm your passion. You've got your black bins out. You're too eager. Keen beans, get them brought back in. You're a week early. And some more breaking news for you as well. I thought there were... I give some misinformation, actually. We need to do a fact accuracy check. I need to recall last week's previous statement that it was a fortnightly collection in line with the blue bins. It is indeed not. It is not. It's a weekly collection.
Oh, wowzer.
Wowzer, indeed. There's a new wagon for it.
Now, I've got some thoughts on this.
Go on then.
So, I was having a conversation whilst still at your house last week with Nicola, and Nicola had some very good thoughts on this. And it's actually, I was slightly in agreement. They're launching this. Is it a nationwide thing, or is it just Durham County Council?
I think it's nationwide.
Yeah, nationwide. I think there'll be a big proportion of people. Now, you said this, and so did Nicola. They don't have any food wastage. So other than maybe your peelings,
Mhm.
right? And if all them bins cost like £1 to make, which they won't, a lot of people not going to use them.
No.
Why did they not put out, would you like a food waste bin? And are you going to use it? 'Cause I think there's been a lot of money invested in this scheme.
I think they're trying to force us down a path. They did it with the recycling. Now, if they'd have asked people when they brought the recycling bins
know.
out many moons ago, most people will have said, no, thank you. But
Yeah,
because
no,
it's
you're
there.
right.
So
I-
I have started using mine, thank you.
Yeah.
I bought a pineapple last week. They were on offer. They must be in season. And I went to put my pineapple, I peeled it and everything like that and cut it all up. And I went to put it in the bin. I was like, whoa, what
Right,
am I
okay,
doing?
Yeah.
Get these pineapple peels, whatever you would call it, in the food waste bin.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
then since then, and then I peeled a carrot. I was like, hang on, carrot peelings in the food
Yeah.
waste bin. Then I had a little bit of leftover, I can't remember what it was, something from my dinner the other day, and I scraped it into the food waste bin. So if you'd have asked me would I have liked one, I would have been like, no, thank you, if it's all the same. But I have started using them. So there must be some psychology behind that.
No, I will use it. I am somebody who is all over the recycling. I put everything into the recycle bins. I wash things out. I'm here for
She's
it.
that girl.
I am that girl. So I'm not against it. And you're right, because I do remember people when the main recycler, I'll not be putting anything in there. And I don't know if they do or not, you know. But it is quite an expensive scheme that they are rolling. And I know it's
a banana peel can power something, and I can't remember what it was.
Now you've got me.
Yes.
Now you have sparked my attention. Are they going to use this for some really, all these
Yes.
peelings for some magical things?
Yes. I don't think they're just doing
Right.
it for the crack, Melissa.
Right. Okay. I need to find out more. I
And
need
now
to get a fact
we
checking.
haven't done the fact checking.
done the
We've
fact-
done
it's
it
not
yet
like
again.
us.
We've gone down a path where we're cashing checks that our ass can't deliver because we don't know the facts. But I
Right.
did pass a little van and it had on the side a picture of a banana and it said a banana peel can power. It might have been powering that little van. It was.
Wow.
I know.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so basically though, I wasn't against them doing it. What I was a little bit concerned about is that there might be people who are not going to utilise this. That's the only thing is if people aren't going to utilise it. But let's just hope everybody is. And what I am wondering though, it's going live on the 1st of June. That's tomorrow. Why have I not got mine in?
Well, this is a
I
very valid.
mean,
You might have to ring up. You might have to get on the phone to Durham County Council tomorrow morning.
I might just not, but
Well, there is
I
that.
don't even know whether you can get through to them anymore. I mean, that's the thing. That is the
You
thing.
could write in. You could write in, Melissa. But I feel I needed to update on it. So Durham County Council have had to post on the Facebook. I might share it on the socials. They've had to go add up, you lot, keen beans, get your bin taken back in. And I was updated yesterday that it's coming weekly. Now, I have got a query about it. Where do eggshells come into the mix? Are eggshells, are they in or out? Are they in or out? I don't know the answer
Well, I
to
would have
that.
just assumed in. That's food waste.
Right.
That would have been, why would they be excluded? What's your
'cause
thought process?
It's the shell.
I think there'd be a lot of power in them shells.
Do you think?
Oh, I mean, you know, they'd be quite robust. I think
that's why.
I think there'll be
they'll be powering the bin wagons. So I don't know the answer. It came up in conversation yesterday. I was at my friend Sean's house. Hi Sean, if you're listening to the podcast, I'm not sure if you are, but you'll find out if you do listen that you've had a name check. But we were unclear. We had a lot of debate about it. I might have to get on the Google afterwards just to find out the answer because I did put some eggshell in the bin, not in the food waste bin.
I would have hoped that if there was anything that was to be excluded, they may have told you about that.
They did.
Oh, right. Did you not read the leaflet?
I did read the leaflet, but
so you just didn't retain the information?
No, it said you can't put things like batteries in there.
That's not food.
I know, but people are gormless, aren't they?
Right. Yes, I agree with that statement.
So people are morons, me included.
Yeah. But anything battery is not food related.
Yes.
anything food related,
And
surely that has
plastic.
got to be
They're like, don't put your
But that's
plastic.
not food. Nobody's eating plastic. Well, unless the stuff that we consume that's just on.
Probably quite a bit of
everything.
plastic.
Well, apparently we consume, I don't know whether it's weekly, but about a credit card size of plastic. It is huge because now everything comes wrapped in plastic, consumed in plastic. So I do try to be conscious of that, but it's very difficult.
But I think
very, very difficult.
the thinking might have been if it comes in a plastic thing, just put the whole thing in. But yes,
But no, you've got a separate, shall we, for our listeners, shall we be there? You have a separate bin for your plastic. So please
separate it out.
them. Food is food. If you wouldn't put it in your mouth and chew it, it shouldn't go. I mind you wouldn't.
But then you wouldn't eggshell. This is the thing, isn't it?
No, but actually
Yeah.
no. So we'll reframe that because you wouldn't eat the pineapple.
Some people might.
Oh no. I cut a pineapple yesterday
People
as well.
eat kiwi
you're not-
skin.
That's different to a pineapple skin. Although I don't like kiwi skin, but pineapple skin, you imagine how hard that bad boy's going to be.
Is anyone eating a pineapple skin? Do
Do you
write
know what
in.
it is? There's going to be some scientific research in the next couple of years that says, eat pineapple skin, you'll live till you're 110. But they're always, the scientists are out there changing the goalposts. Something's good for you 1 week, a few months later, it's not good for you. I'm sure, because apparently 2 kiwis a day are the standard, but I'm just not a massive kiwi.
No, like
I struggle. I do struggle.
It leaves a funny taste in your mouth, doesn't it? It's
Yeah.
got that funny taste. Like,
Uh-huh.
don't get us wrong, I'll have one, but I wouldn't be going out my way to buy one.
Well, I go through a phase where I'll go, I'll buy some kiwis because I'm gonna really be good and eat them, and then I'm like, they just go to waste.
I don't enjoy them.
They'll end up in my waste bin and I
Well.
don't enjoy waste, mind.
No.
I do try very hard not to have waste
Well,
and use as much as me veg and fruit and things up.
well, I will look forward to hearing the updates about how you've been getting on once yours arrives, if it indeed does arrive. We'll keep you abreast of the situation. I feel that essentially we've become the unofficial ambassadors of bins and food waste collection. So we will keep you updated. I also have a
I
little
think
bit.
you're the ambassador, by the way.
Yes,
I
actually.
feel like I'm the
just
weak
dragging
link.
you on.
I'm the weak link in this.
Yes.
You are the champion.
I am the champion of the bins.
Yeah.
Champion of the bins. That is my role in life. I've made it. What is your purpose? What is your purpose?
Oh,
To be the
yes.
champion of the bins and also support people to create a hive built on connection that gives people the courage to rise into their true selves, but also champion of the bins.
Yes, you are your true self when you're talking about the bins.
I am that, I am courage to rise up and be my true self. My true self is somebody who lights up talking about bins. That is
Hey,
me.
you never know the impact that might have. If you one person said, "I now know that was a ripple,"
And I've
Devon County
achieved my
Council
goal.
might be coming to you and saying, "Can you be our
Spokesperson.
Yeah, you never know."
Imagine.
I mean, I'm not sure you'd want to.
I think I would. I think I would excel in that role.
You'd absolutely excel, but
Yeah.
you know, I'm not sure what you'd.
Well, I'll move us on from bin
yeah.
crack. I do have a brief deodorant update for you, though. I got mocked big time for my soft and gentle deodorant. People, I don't know why, people felt it was, whenever I told anyone I was on the soft and gentle, everyone was like, oh. But last week, it was a hot day in the garden. It was a very warm day. We had to all have outfit changes because it was so hot. And the deodorant, the soft and gentle, made its way out. And I have to say,
there was no complaints.
There was no complaints. Leanne and Nicola were in amongst that soft and gentle. They were loving it, loving it, loving it. They were like, actually, this is quite pleasant. I was like, yep, you get in amongst that soft and gentle. So it turns out I'm making the soft and gentle have a comeback.
Oh.
Now, it won't be for long because I've bought my next tin already. I got excited and I got a tin of the Mitchum one with the orange.
Oh, that's what I've got.
Yeah.
The floral fresh. Yeah.
Floral fresh.
Yeah,
so I'm going to be on the Mitchum.
On the 72-hour fresh like me.
72-hour fresh. I did get a bit excited yesterday, and although I'm not at the end of the soft and gentle, I thought, I'm going in with the Mitchum.
Oh,
I'm going to switch it up. So I did go in the
yeah,
Mitchum yesterday, but I'm back on the soft and gentle today.
Yeah.
Till I use the rest of the tin up. You can't be having half empty tins in the drawer.
No, I'm with you there.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yep, I brought you up to speed on all of the exciting glory of the ordinary.
You're absolutely loving it. We're loving it. I'm loving it. And I know our listeners will be here for it. So, who do we want to bring into Braggers Corner this week?
Well, I think we have to bring our Camila in. Now, the reason, so we will share, she might have launched her Instagram page. I think she will have launched her Instagram page by the time this podcast goes out.
She will.
So we will tag her in this. But
yes,
she went up to Edinburgh yesterday to get herself a photo shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Cam, when I set up Northern Rise and I was talking about doing photo shoots, Cam, and I'm not sure she saw my vision. She didn't see my vision initially. She said, well, I would never book a photo shoot. I would never book a photo shoot. Like, I would never have a photo shoot. That was those were the words that she used to me because she didn't have the confidence or the courage to, she was just like, no, I could never have a photo shoot. I would never do that. No, not in a million years. And not only has she done that, she's had hair, makeup, and she's gone for a badass photo shoot.
Yeah.
It's not just like I'm going to get a couple of headshots. She has gone for the full balls deep badass photo shoot. I cannot wait to see. She's got like
excited, very excited.
She's bought new clothes for it. Some of the things that she showed me of what she'd bought, like some props and things like that. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be incredible. She's got hair and makeup. She is going for it.
She's gone big, bold and brave. That's what she's done. She's gone all in.
And I am so excited for her. I am absolutely chuffed. You sent her a voice note yesterday morning. I sent her a message. I was like, you've got this. And the thing with photos, you can feel quite self-conscious. When I did your photo shoot, I was like, look, there's only me and you here. And I just want the brilliant shot of you.
Oh, it took me, and I said this to Cam yesterday. It took me a little while. And it was just me and you. And I was like, just relax and get it. But it takes a while to just feel.
You feel self-conscious.
Yeah.
But I was like, look, the photographer, Ali, she is going to want to get the best shot of you. All she is going to be bothered about is getting the best shot. So the more you let yourself go, let your guard down and have fun with it and not be in your own head thinking about like, do I look stupid? Yeah, you might look a bit silly in that moment, but like trust the process and the outcome will be incredible. And she sent us both a message last night, didn't she?
Yes, it was gorgeous.
I know.
So excited for her. So excited. And
so she is going in Braga's Corner. Cam, we are so proud of you. We are so excited for what you've got to come. We know you are going to be incredible, and we are here for your era, and we are going to be
Yes.
your biggest hype girls. We are your fans. We are your cheerleaders, and we're so excited for what you've got to bring to the
Yeah,
future.
absolutely. And I think she's just taken that courage to take them steps,
Mhm.
you know, and it's just fabulous and very, very excited.
Mhm.
So yes, just amazing. And I'd like to, you know, we like to bring ourselves in because
Pop us
why
in.
not?
Go on.
I
Pop
would
us
like
in.
to pop ourselves in as well because
Mhm.
this week we did tell our listeners we are going for an independent podcast award. We're putting ourselves out there.
Big,
We're
brave, and bold.
Yeah, we're about courage and we're showing and we want to show
Mhm.
that's what we're doing. Are we ready? Are we
You're never ready, are we?
never
You're never ready. You're never
You're
ready.
never ever ready. So, you know, we've been going a few months. We will be in competition with people who've been well established. They've probably got producers, they've probably got a podcast room, they've probably got more equipment than what you and I have got with our little mics. But you know what? Who cares?
We're doing
Because
it.
we're doing it and we're going
Yeah.
to we're showing the Independent Podcast Awards that we're here. We are telling the universe that we mean business, that we're here, our listeners. We are doing this. We're doing it. So I'm going to say, well done to us.
Yes.
For
But
putting
just
ourselves forward.
finding the
Yeah.
courage, being brave, not feeling ready, and just doing it anyway. Just putting ourselves out there and doing it anyway. So yes, let us both get ourselves in Braga's Corner. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. So Melissa, what you grateful for, babe?
I'm grateful for life. I love life. Life loves me. It does feel very good and very exciting at the moment. This morning in today's daily podcast, I'm just going to go off piece from my gratitude, but it all links in. I was just like, we always reflect on the date because we start the daily podcast by going, good morning and happy Sunday, the 31st of May, 2026. And you'll go, yeah, how's it the 31st of May? And we do have this. And I was just reflecting on, it's 5 months into 2026 and you think, oh gosh, where did that go? We've got 1 month left. We're halfway through the year. But it got me just reflecting on.
We've got 1 month left. To be halfway through, you mean?
Yes,
Yeah.
what did I say?
You're like, we've got 1 month left. I was like, not of the year.
Oh, no. Sorry. 1 month, one June, and then 6 months in. Well, yeah. We're 6 months in, and then we've got.
Sorry, I've stopped your flow
No,
there.
please go for it. Please go, because there is some. Well, I always listen back, but I'll go.
What am I talking about there? What am I
the
saying?
authenticity there. We're not over editing, guys. We are here. We're not
No.
over editing.
Yeah.
And I just then was starting to think, like, what we have achieved in these last few months. Like, it's been fantastic. So yeah, well, just a little bit. But I think from that, number one, my first gratitude is confidence in myself. And just seeing over the last few months the confidence and courage that I've got in myself of just putting myself out there, telling people. I will just be having conversations with people and I'll just say, oh, I've got a podcast, you know.
Yeah, we do.
Just like
No
drop it
lies
in.
were told.
I'll just be like, oh, do you want to give us a little follow on our page? I'm being big, bold and brave here, and that's what we're doing. But that confidence and courage, I think, from just even this year, and there was an example of that this week where I went and I'd met somebody for the first time, and then I went and I just started following them, and it made me reflect back to a time, and we had a conversation about this in our daily podcast of only a few years ago, I would never have gone and friend requested anybody.
Oh, no.
Because that wasn't important enough.
No.
No. If they came into mine and I'd be like, oh, yes, yeah. I'd be like, oh, they friend requested us. Oh, they did me a follow. Because I had this interpretation, oh, they're better than me. Oh, why would they want to be my friend on Facebook? And now there I am just going, so I've got gratitude for myself going, I'm going to do this and I'm going to be just
bold and brave.
Yeah. So that's my first gratitude, is just that journey. And the second one, got to come in. We did the post this week and we were saying we did a post that we recorded on Wednesday after we just sat in your car with our cake from our 500 followers, which was then like, so lots of gratitude for we'd gone for 500 by the 31st of May. We smashed that and we've now gone over that, well exceeded. And so very grateful for all of the followers. But we asked for some feedback. Oh my gosh, we have had the most beautiful feedback come in from our listeners. And I've sat and I've read it and I've just felt quite emotional. It's reminded me of our why we're here, and that
Mhm.
we are making a ripple and an effect with what we're doing here.
Yeah.
So it is, very grateful to everybody who has been on this journey with us so far, and showing the intention for everybody who is still yet to come into our world, into our orbit,
Mhm.
that we will have a ripple effect on as well. So, and they will have a ripple on us as well.
Yes.
So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm going to come in with lip balm. So back in January when it was my birthday, you bought me a Boots lip balm.
The elite of lip balms.
It is an elite of lip balms, I have to say. I
Mhm.
like it very much. And I have gone and bought myself another couple of different flavours, would you say? Are they
Yeah.
flavours,
Well,
really?
that's what we
Yes.
can call them.
I've gone with the raspberry and the coconut.
Oh, not together. It's two separate ones.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. It's two separate ones. And they had on buy one and you get a third off
Oh, what's
for
not to
two.
love?
So I was like, yes, I'm in on that. And the raspberry one's got a beautiful little
It's
tint
a
on
tint.
it.
You've got to be careful of. Liam borrowed mine when we were at the vets, and he was like, "Oh, I've got dry lips," and because, as I always mention, I wear Invisalign. You need a lube. You need a lubed up lip.
Yes.
You need
yeah.
a lubed up lip when you wear braces, and I wear elastics with my braces as well. So I definitely need a lube. You can't lick your lips. You need a lubed up lip. So I have entered the world of lip balm, and the Boots ones are my favourite. I've got a lip balm in every pocket, coat, bag, you
Yeah.
name it. But the raspberry one was in my pocket that day, and Liam was like, "Oh, I can have a bit of your lip balm." And he smeared it around. I was like, "Oh my God, you're going to need to look yourself." It was all in his beard, but it was like, it's like a red lip gloss,
Yeah.
essentially. I was like,
Yeah.
I can't. You're going to need to take that off. I was like, that is knocking me ill. So you have to be careful
Was
with
it
it.
an ick moment?
It was an ick moment. He was over the moon with his bit self, with his raspberry lip balm all over his face. But I was like, no, Liam, you need to see yourself. It's not a good look. You can't be going on like that. But sometimes you can't just smear it on. So like with the coconut one, you can just, because it's a clear, you can just smear it on. You have to be a bit more intentional.
You do.
There have been times I've just smeared the raspberry one on, and then I've caught myself in the mirror and I'm like, oh dear.
You look like a clown.
I do look a little bit like a
I
clown.
can imagine,
But
but it is
they-
quite dark.
They are
Yeah.
the best lip balms, and I'll sneak in a little bonus gratitude because Liam he went to Boots the other day and he bought me 4 back. He bought me 4 back, so
big shout out, Liam.
I have got a surplus, so I've got a drawer full of them.
Yeah.
So yes, and he bought me a mint one, which is a new one that I've not tried.
Oh, well, you'll need to feedback on that one because I saw that yesterday and I was like, oh, I'm not sure about this one. So I did see it, but I didn't pick it up. So
It's all
please
right.
feedback.
It's all right. Yeah, it's not overly minty. It's inoffensive. What would be I think the cherry would be my favourite in terms of a day-to-day colour.
The cherry's the one you got me,
Yes,
and I do enjoy the cherry one
The
very
cherry
much.
is a good one, and the raspberry, if you like a little bit of a tint, they are the 2 top tier ones for me. My top tip on that.
Yeah. So, what is your gratitude for the week, Leanne?
Well, I think number one, just gratitude for the energy of seeing people do well, rise up, seeing people succeed. I love to see people doing well.
Yeah.
I love to see people just stepping outside of the comfort zone. I love to see people just taking that small step of courage to think, what if I can? And it just gives me energy. I just love to see it. And then that ripple effect of what it does for other people. So I have got gratitude for just the energy that other people have brought into my life. And it's given me a little pep in my step.
Yeah.
So gratitude for energy. Yeah, that's what I'm going for. Gratitude for that. Yeah. Number 2, it's been a lovely week here. We've had a lot of sunshine. Not quite a full heat wave that we were promised, but we've had a good week of sunshine. And yesterday morning, unexpected sunshine first thing in the morning. And as I was recording my daily podcast to you, I thought, I'm going to just chuck some clothes on and go for a walk. And I love nothing more than walking in the sunshine. It is one of my favourite activities. I just love walking and talking and just being outside in the sun. It is my favourite thing. And I was recording my daily podcast to you, and I am so much more creative when I'm outside. So yeah, so I'd started up like the first sort of 15 minutes were like, oh, this has happened and blah, 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 like a bit of an offload, which is fine. That's what it's there for. It's part of like processing your thoughts and emotions, get stuff off your chest and move on. Nothing is off the table in our daily podcast. It is our way to keep ourselves like on an even keel. But then as soon as I went outside, I just started, like, the creative juices started flowing. I had lots of ideas for the podcast. A lot of people have asked us about being guests on the podcast, and I was like, and I've I created the vision of how
You
I think that
did.
could work. So
Yeah.
we do want to start bringing guests onto the podcast, but we were like, how does that work in terms of our flow?
Yeah.
And just walking along, I was like, right, I've got a vision, and able to articulate that to you, and then that's just sort of spurred us on. So the creativity that comes from just being outside. So I'm grateful for the sunshine. I'm grateful for being able to go outside, move my body in the sun, but also like get my creative juices.
And you
flowing.
were, I said back, I was like, I've loved your podcast today.
Oh.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's like
Just that ripple,
the
of
energy. And that's the power as well. That sometimes if one of us has had where we might be just like, oh, it felt like ours was a little bit just, because some days are like that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what we talked about the other week.
Yeah.
Everything's temporary. But then I might listen to yours back and be like, I'm absolutely buzzing again. Let's
picks
give me
you
the
up. Yeah.
pick me up, and vice versa the other way around. So yes, I was grateful for I was on that journey with you while you were on the walk, and I was here for it. It was fabulous.
Yes. I loved it. So I'm very grateful for that. And number 3, I'm going to come in for gratitude for Liam changing the bed sheets on a Thursday evening, a midweek bed sheet change. I think it was ahead of schedule. So much so that I got into bed and I didn't even realise that there were new sheets on, because I was like, did they even need changing? So gratitude for him doing it on a Thursday evening. He had them out on the line, put away. I hate changing the bed sheets. It's like, oh God, we have a super king size. It's like, I feel like we need some equipment to be able to get from one end of the bed to the other. It's like, it's a chore. I don't enjoy doing it, but I love a clean bed sheet. And the fact that Liam just gets on and does it. There used to be a time where he'd be like, it's like a 2-man job, and he would want to do it together. And I was like, ugh, just do it yourself. And
now he's a pro.
Now he's a pro.
He's a pro, and he goes and does it, and he's doing it without encouragement,
without prompting.
Get yourself in Bragger's corner.
Yeah. Go on, Liam. Oh, he'll love this. He'll be over the moon. Liam, you're in Bragger's corner because you changed the bed sheets unprompted.
Yes.
So yes, gratitude for him getting in amongst it, changing the bed sheets. Not even me going, oh, we could do with changing the bed sheets. To be fair, he is running a tight ship in this house, and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
So,
there is something magical about clean bedding, isn't
oh, glorious.
I cannot tell you. It is one of the simple things in life that I love, especially when they've been on the line. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Here
So
for it.
there we go. That concludes our gratitude.
Yeah.
And that concludes our episode. So
It is.
we hope you've enjoyed today's episode.
We do. And just as a little reminder as we finish off, what we're here for is we are creating a hive built on connection that gives people the courage to rise into their true selves.
Oh.
So please come and continue joining us on this journey.
Join us on the journey. Now, do remember, get involved. We want to hear, what do you love about the podcast? So we have really appreciated and enjoyed your feedback, telling us what you like, because if we know what you like, we can do more of it, can't we? So do comment on wherever you listen to your podcast, get involved, or you can comment on at the Rise and Hive Podcast on Instagram and tell us what do you like? What did you enjoy? Get involved, join the conversation. Don't forget to take, I know this isn't question of the week, but don't forget to take some of those questions of the week into your community and start a ripple effect. So we are here for it.
We are. And just have a fabulous week, guys, and
Lots
of
of
love.
It's the Rise and Hive Podcast with Leanne